If you're a fan of Outlander, then odds are you're probably equally obsessed with its star, Sam Heughan. This role has given him the opportunity to be recognized internationally, but it also helped him get closer to his heritage by filming in some of the most extraordinary places in Scotland. He also turned producer with the series and produced 12 episodes in 2020. Though he's beloved by millions of fans of the TV show, some fans may not know many of the things about the actor. So, here are 10 things you didn't know about Sam Heughan. His big break. Sam Heughan was born in Balmachlal in Scotland and spent part of his childhood in New Galloway and Edinburgh before landing at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama in Glasgow. He quickly found himself cast in a flurry of theatre roles which eventually opened the door for TV gigs and starring roles in Hallmark movies. But his big break came in 2013 when the then 33-year-old was cast as 18th-century Scottish heartthrob James Alexander Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser in Starz' adaptation of Diana Gabaldon's Outlander. Heughan was an instant hit with the Outlander fanbase. He brought a sensitivity and humor to Jamie, as well as a sweltering sense of romance. He once played Batman. While most people recognize Sam Heughan from his work on Outlander and other television work, many people might not realize that he is also an accomplished theatre actor. He was even nominated for a Laurence Olivier Award, which is kind of like the British version of a Tony Award, for his work in the play called Outlying Islands. In 2011, he took on the role of Batman in a stage show called Batman Live. The story followed the origin of the infamous Batman and Robin partnership. In a promotional interview introducing the show, Heughan said, "Batman is every boy's dream and certainly a lot of adults as well." The role came after he spent many years in the theatre, starring in shows as varied as Hamlet, Macbeth, and The Talented Mr. Ripley. He once helped catch a thief in real life. While he was starring in Batman Live, Heughan helped authorities track down and catch an alleged thief. He made a citizen's arrest while visiting a London record shop. According to a statement he made reported by the Daily Record, he was browsing when a thief tried to steal DVDs. Bouncer stops him. Thief decides to fight bouncer. Then me. I threw him, then held him down. I left when cops arrived. Beat that status update. He kept the thief under control until the cops arrived about 15 minutes afterward. He spends the most time in the makeup chair. Of all the actors, Heughan spends the most amount of time in the makeup chair. To create the look of Jamie's back scars from the whipping he received from Blackjack Randall way back in season 1, Heughan has to be in the makeup chair for nearly 3 hours. He said, "It's ridiculous. I'll get into makeup at 4 a.m. and be there until 8 or 9 a.m. And you have to be standing for most of it." He auditioned for Game of Thrones 7 times. Heughan told Variety that before his breakout role on Outlander, he auditioned for Game of Thrones 7 times. "I auditioned for Renly, Loras, some of the members of the Night's Watch. And I'd always get so close. I'd be like, guys, just give me a sword." Everyone was going in for those parts. But you know, it's funny about those things. You're up for so many things, and coming from those auditions and testing on other shows, I had more experience with the process. He once auditioned for the James Bond role. Heughan has been frequently listed as one of the betting favorites to be cast as the next James Bond, and there's a good reason for that. As it turns out, he actually once auditioned for the iconic movie role. Heughan revealed this while speaking on Esquire's Explain This video series. "I actually have auditioned for James Bond back when they were rebooting Bond 21. When Daniel Craig came on board, they were talking about making him younger. Very recently I became the bookie's favorite, which is kind of random and very strange." Of course, the role went to Craig, who was 38 years of age at the time of Casino Royale's release. He's a huge sci-fi nerd. Heughan is a sci-fi nerd, and one of the reasons he wanted to be on Outlander so badly was so that he could work with Star Trek's Ronald D. Moore. After the show got going, he would try to pick Moore's brain and discuss his worldview from a sci-fi perspective. He's also obsessed with the time-traveling franchise Back to the Future. He's a natural blonde. He's actually a blonde. He actually colored his locks to match the character description of Jamie Fraser in the Outlander books. They use a few different shades of red hair coloring to get the look just right, and sadly for Heughan, he has to dye his hair every 3 weeks just to maintain it. He was once nominated as Villain of the Year at the British Soap Awards. If you've only watched Heughan act on Outlander, then you might not realize how varied his talents truly are. He actually played a villainous character on the British soap opera Doctors. He played his character, Scott Nielsen, so convincingly that he was nominated for a Villain of the Year award at the British Soap Awards in 2010. He founded his own charity. If you don't know this already, Heughan loves to be outside and stay in shape. He loves to hike, go for a run through the mountains and basically be adventurous. Through this love of being active and staying healthy, he decided to create his own charitable foundation, My Peak Challenge, which encourages people to get active while raising money for blood cancer research.